Thank you so much, Rome. This is going to be a good one. It's got some storylines, as they touched on the desk. Tana versus Dak and Tooney were teammates in the 3v3 here in Atlanta last time. Some interesting storylines, but on the other side, we have one team has lost to RCCS. The other team has beat them. So if you go off of that, they're not too close, but there's definitely a storyline here.
100%, and the whole console moving to PC, that's something to mention as well. Tana has completely ditched the console meta and he's gone into PC, so that's going to be a little bit of a friction between them as well, right? But we're going to this first map and it's going to be Hollows.
This is the first time we're not seeing Factory.
It is,
it
is, and I'm interested to see how this plays out, and also if the meta of Rogue's pick changes as well, because we've been seeing Sigrid and Lancer. Lancer indefinitely banned every single factory. I don't know if Lancer's as good on this map because there's a longer route to take to get that flank, right? Sigrid probably is still just as strong, and I think Glitch is something we're going to see as well on this map. But something just to mention between this, Roam Bandits and Prestige Roguewide and RCCS are all in the same group, right? So winning this for Prestige Roguewide, first of all, gives them a confidence booster. They're not the worst technically in the group, right? But then it makes it interesting of who's going to have that first seed. Does it come down to rounds? It's going to be very interesting to figure that out because everybody would have won something at that point. But arguably, Roam Bandits were the biggest win of the group against RCCS.
Yeah, I mean, there's no doubt about that. I mean, if Prestige does end up winning this one, not only would it be an upset, but it would cause some chaos in the group, right? That's exactly your point, is that all of a sudden you have everybody with some win, everybody with a loss, and then they're all beating each other, and it would definitely spice some things up. Going back to this Hollows, though, this is going to be interesting. I mean, we've seen Factory, right? We've seen that again and again and again. These are the first ones who are breaking that mold. They're trying something different, and as you said, it may change up the picks and the bans. However, the picks maybe not so much, right? Gold bounce back is still going to be king when it comes to what you want to go with. I think the Lancer can still be good because of the amount of lanes they can take to catch people off guard, but I do agree if you're running the Lancer with like an RB or something, some of those long-range battles are not going to favor you nearly as much because Factory is a very small map, very condensed map, whereas this is you do have multiple lanes that, that RB's not going to be slapping, at 30, 40 meters.
And I think actually this map has one similarity towards towards Factory. I think there's a preferred bomb site on this one. The one on the right-hand side where the head glitch is, I think it's the B bomb site on Demolition, the one that's normally the orthodox attack. You have a little head glitch where you can cover your body and plant that bomb, and the only thing that really can stop you is a perfect nade, which is very hard when you're getting shot at, or the molly. So I think Scorch is going to be big here, and maybe even Vibe, because the mollies on this map, it's a lot easier than we've seen in Factory to get that Molotov onto the bomb site, because you have the angles to do so on this map as opposed to on Factory, where you have to show your body and almost die just to get that utility off.
So do you think it is going to heavily favor whoever ends up with the Scorch, or do you think we could see a Scorch banned because of that?
I think their attack team won't ban it, and it'll be up to Prestige Roguewide to ban that Rogue, but maybe they might decide to ban...
But then you're leaving something else
in, and
that's like, is it worth it? Yeah.
And then, like we said before, if you ban a Rogue with bounce back, the gold bounce back, you ultimately don't get one. You lose one because the other team are going to get two, you're going to get one. So do you do that to yourself, or do you have a different meta? I don't think, though, just speaking on the picks, just before these bans come through, I don't think that we're going to see Fixer. I don't think it's a very strong map for him at all. It's just too many lanes and too many... You're not going to know where the EMPs are coming from, the hack might come from, and you ultimately...
There it is.
There it is.
The Scorch comes
just
through.
Like
we were
you said.
wondering, and it was like, which one are you going to do? Do you just get rid of it? Well, now we know. The Scorch, this will be the first time we haven't seen Scorch.
This will be, and I was about to say the Lancer as well. Are we going to see that? So we're not going to see Lancer and Sabotage, it seems like, through this tournament. There's definitely something too OP with that Rogue. But now what we've seen here, what we talked about is they've banned one of the golden bounce backs on attack side. So you actually can't ban another one on the defense side, because then you actually get no gold bounce back. So if I was on attack right now, I would pick Dahlia and Ronin, I guess, but they've gone with the Sigrid.
So they're willing to give one up. They're willing to say, like, hey, we'll grab Dahlia. We're going to get the Sigrid. Now you can actually get a gold bounce.
You can get the glitch and the Ronin, right? And I do advise that for Prestige.
There's the glitch. And is it the Ronin?
You have to, because it's so strong. You've got the lethal ability. Yeah. We've been here before, Heartbreaker.
Some people might think we know what we're talking about.
Yeah. especially from that clip. Somebody, you know, we've done our job there. But now coming into this, I don't think we're going to see a fixer. If we do, I don't think we see a sniper. This map is not very heavily favored for sniping. The lanes are just all awkward and very mismatched in terms of you always showing yourself. So Juke is really good. If we're talking about lanes, Juke is so good for covering those lanes.
A fixer.
The fixer. Now I understand if you have the lanes covered, it can make sense, but not my preference. Not what I would say. Do we think we see a runway come into this play? Or the Phantom?
On Sabbath Phantom, if anything. Yeah, I mean, again, and because this is Matt, we talked about when we were thinking of demo, with how many lanes there are, you need to have them covered. You want the intel from them, sticky sensor, smoke, like that's going to help you a lot. So if they're going a sniper route, I would assume it would be the Phantom. I don't think the runway would come out here. I'm really interested because when you look at this team, there's the Phantom. I mean, GK, I mean we're on a roll.
Yep,
you know,
yep.
I don't want to mess it up with the last one, but we are doing a fantastic job. I love the lineups on both sides, truthfully, and the glimpse. That one we saw in one. It wasn't in the second one that we casted, and so it's like...
You know how I feel about the glimpse, man. It's just such a weak rogue in terms of taking gunfire, and if you don't get those flanks off successfully, you've just wasted time, and your team's going to ultimately die, right, to a 4v3.
I wonder if in Sabo, how often you're going for a flank versus just wanting to know, okay, they're over here. There's two players that are going to stop us if we push up. So, stuff like that. Maybe it is truly just picking it off of that on-the-fly ping for the intel and not so much, oh, I'm going to go invisible and lurk around the map.
I guess to add to that point, if you want to play that route of having the pings as the major thing, you got to be speaking a lot.
Yeah.
You got to be constantly speaking 2 pings, 3 pings, and everyone needs to understand that means there's only 1 ping in front of you, or if you're not there, there's 3. You know, they have to do that right. And Tooney is a great glimpse as well. So let's get into that. He can do the job correctly.
That's the other thing I was thinking of is when we talk about, oh, well, you have to make this, and if you're glimpse, but in something like this, 1 kill as the glimpse is all you need to open things up because then they're down, you get aggressive, and that's what we're seeing right here. Even if it wasn't the glimpse, they have done some damage. They're trying to force these fights. The shield comes out. ACOG does actually drop Tana, though, despite that, and now he needs to win the 1v, but Tooney's there to trade.
And that's perfect, and that's exactly that's the win right there. Two enemies go down, one of yours goes down as well. So you've won that trade. It's a 3v2 at that point, and they can take the bomb. That's the midpoint on this map, right? Is which way do you go, left or right? And they decided to go right. We just had the glimpse by himself now. Another pick from Tooney as well. He's done enough. He's done enough to hold down that timer. Does his teammates come back in time though?
Yeah, that's what we're looking to see. The bomb reset, though. I think they toss it right off after that happens, so it's going to be back there towards the middle. It has to be recovered again. That's a great reset. And Tooney, he just stepped up for his team with those two and what he did and what that really meant for the remainder of this, because that could have been over right there.
It literally would have been the round right there, and he got 2 picks that was crucial there. So he got the 1v1 and that pick whilst he was camping, and now we see Pix versus Dak in the middle here. It's going to be a clean 1v1, but no, who's going to come help him either way, even though he had it. And now he's looking for the smoke. He should have hit that double body. It would have been crucial in getting this bomb down. They're going to pick it up and move it slightly now. He won't be able to hold it as he has a sniper, so he can't be seen.
If the door didn't need to be opened, they could have made a big play off of that, but with that wait time, it's going to slow it down, and all the respawns are coming through. We are seeing the 4 versus 4 now. The bomb's just twirling out here in the open. It's a beautiful sight, but somebody's going to need to recover that and make a play, and they're not going to yet because they need to find a pick.
Right, and also, like, if you pick up the bomb, you're just revealed. Yeah. So you're permanently under fire at that point. So they have to get a pick here. They have to figure out where the enemy team is. They know 1 or 2 is on the right of them right now. They don't know that Hizzy's hiding at the back and stopping that bomb plant by himself. But is he going to be able to do it by himself? It's going to be interesting to see. He does get 1 pick. Almost Dak helps him as well. Who's that goes down, I think. He does. Pixie gets a pick on Dak, though, however. It's trading after trading here. The Glitch gets a pick. He gets another one. 2 picks from the Glitch. In fact, Hizzy going absolutely crazy and stopping that push and actually countered the whole thing and dies to a drone.
You know, sometimes he did his job. If he wants to go down to a drone, so be it. You know, he just held off an entire team. We're going to let him have it.
I don't think he wanted to, right? But he did definitely run into that drone. Pixie getting his snipe. His snipes are really coming in clean now. ACOG going down, but then he goes down to Tooney with the great gunfire. Dak also a well-versed sniper getting who's that.
And they're making their way over there towards that site. I mean, they're taking a different approach and a great shot. He wants to throw that bomb, and Tana's not having it, puts him down. Just held over here on short. Needs to win the fight against Hizzy. He's able to do that. Tana coming up big, but the HP's not back fast enough as the pressure continues. ACOG getting aggressive, but then he needs to.
Yep. It was close. They almost got the res there for the Sigrid. I think it just got finished in time. And if they got that res, they'd have been a 4v2 in that situation. They do now have to transfer that bomb all the way across the map through this middle lane. And this middle lane is, it's just a pit of death, isn't it? You can't cross without losing a couple teammates on the way.
Yeah, it's definitely one of the toughest spots. I mean, Factory has nothing like this, where it's just this giant open area where there's people up top on both sides, people down low on two different angles on each side. It's very difficult, and so getting it out there is just a war to see who's going to come out on top. But that, if you win that war, you get to gain so much ground off of it.
I have to agree, and one way of actually cleaning that out is we see the Fixer smoke come up, but Tanner just tries to go for the bomb and doesn't have the shield up as he thinks he does, and Tooney doing it again. He's proven us wrong because he's actually very good at Glimpse. So you have to be a specialist Glimpse to make it work, it would seem. Potentially it's the map as well, but he's doing something right, and people need to take notes of that. He is revealed right now as a Glimpse, probably not the best strat.
No, not at all. But even then, you know, we're saying, oh, he's doing such a great job, but it's more so just his gunplay. He's positioning himself really well, not necessarily, but Hizzy with the sniper. I mean, who can't snipe in this right now? I mean, he's going absolutely ham right now. Those picks could be what allow them to get into this right here.
He's got 3, I believe. He's got 3 kills. If he gets his 4th, that's a 4-piece. If he gets Tanner here, now he just needs to get this bomb down without dying to the drone.
Watch for the drone. Watch for the drone.
The teammate does get the drone. The teammate does get the drone. He would have died to it, and that is single-handedly planted by Hizzy. He has been talked down on before coming into this tournament. He doesn't play as much as he used to, or hasn't been seen playing, but he is got it. He just got a 4-piece, I believe. 2 of them with a sniper, then runs up with the LMP, gets 2 more kills, and then plants the bomb.
Look at this.
He did
this
everything.
Is just great. He hits that one. He just rolls in. He's not slowing down. Able to take down the one just like you said. And then even though the fight here just went the way of Tana, he just can't do anything on the return, and he takes him down. And that wasn't the first time we saw Hizzy do something miraculous in this game. That felt like an entire match. That was the first round, GK.
That did feel like an entire match, and he's got enough kills, actually, for some people in Demolition that we've seen, you know.
Okay, GK. We're taking shots right now.
He's already got 8 kills, right? Like that's a lot of kills. He knows what he's doing. I love this for Hizzy. He deserves this type of reputation because he's been here before, and now we're going straight into it. This is the middle point, like we talked about. They're trying not to go for middle and go round the enemy team, but they lose that gunfight, and Tanner now does survive and moves forward.
I like that play from them. They basically posted up and they said, we're supposed to meet head on. Well, we'll wait. You'll run out, and then we'll pop up. And they take them down. And that's a big opening because they're able to do maybe some ground taking, position themselves. And who's that with a great play there to get behind. This is a lot of those. You do a lot more cheeky fights in Sabotage. A lot of maneuvering your way around and trying to take people in awkward positions from different angles. And both teams have done a pretty good job of that thus far.
Right. And just speaking on that quickly before we get right into the action again is that we can't even speak about who's that getting that flank, and he's actually in their spawn right now. Does he know that he has an enemy on his right? He is one on the left, one on the right. He doesn't quite get it, and he gets double tiered in the body, and that's basically a shotgun at that point. That's the RB tier, I like to call it, right there. Duke does have the bomb class. He will have to wait for his team, and that's fine, because they've got the bomb in a good position here.
Yeah, he still has the impact grenade. If
does he have the repulse?
To use it.
Does he have the repulse?
He does not. He does not.
99. He's basically killed him. Almost the drone would have finished him off anyway. And now they have the chance to get this bomb down. There's only ACOG by the looks of it on this map.
Oh, big dagger. He has shield, though. He could just shield up and try to fend them off, but he's not doing it.
He's not doing it.
Not using the shield right here, and they're able to take down the plant. The bomb's been dropped on the site, but now they have to wait for spawns.
Potentially, he thought that only having Who's That behind him wasn't enough to cover it, and he didn't want to waste that shield opportunity, and hopefully his team would have come in time, but it didn't work out that way, and they've lost that gunfight. Tooney was really putting on for his team. Whilst we were talking there, he got another kill and stopped that 4v2, made it a 4v3, a 3v2 in the meantime, and that stopped that push ultimately. So well played from Tooney. Let's keep an eye out for him. Yeah,
and as we see 3 seconds left, and we're going to have, once again, all 4 players for both teams alive on the map. 2 minutes 45 left, and the bomb is once again down there in that middle position. This has been, by far, the closest game of Sabotage I think we've seen so far, and we're only in the 2nd round. I mean, this has just been back and forth with big plays coming out from these teams. A missed shot there from Pix. It was close.
It was close.
But not going to land that one. ACOG, however, does manage to take down Who's That, and there's the shot he was hoping for. Great hit there, and that is going to be, again, 1 player down for each side. There's a lot of trades.
He's going to get flashed. Yeah, unbelievable. He's
almost won it.
He's almost won it as well. Pixie is turning up, everybody. Dak to move the bomb towards the bomb site now. The bomb is ready to be planted. It just needs the Sigrid to get there in time. Hizzy needs to stay alive. He needs to keep playing the way he has. Goal bounce back, gets the headshot, and now they have the advantage. Pixie, though, however, won't allow it. He's standing right in the open and gets that kill. Who's That's going to fall instead, though? Rome's Bandits are 2 against 1. Tooney, does he ever die?
I mean, he's doing very, very well right there. It was a close battle, and they both decided, you know what, let's just reset this one. We don't want to go down. Let's keep ourselves alive. And a 4 versus 4 yet. Again, the bomb is still there in middle.
Right, and I think this is one of the only ways of actually knowing where people are is using your pixel, but he's standing right in the open. Mars being revealed. You've got to imagine what is ACOG doing at this point. Why does he not shoot him? Class as well, he's getting a kill in the meantime, but Pixie will go down. Hizzy gets another pick as well. It seems like everybody's having their battles in their separate places.
This is their chance.
ACOG
Three down right now. It's just the Dahlia. Just the Ronin on the other side is down, and only one player is up. They do get a second, but this is where you would think the bomb would be moving. The solo player is the one next to the bomb.
It's one of those things, because this map is a lot bigger, your fights that you're having doesn't mean you're actually very close to the bomb. Like we saw in Factory, they're having fights that are crucial, but they're not next to the bomb. And actually, Tooney's going to take that bomb and go for the plant, and he's 1 second away. But I didn't want to say it too early because we've seen that before, but he gets that round. And actually, that's amazing, because that's the rogue that I was trying to call out as not very useful, but we haven't seen this map, so in my favor, right? Tooney, he is a glimpse. He only really likes to play glimpse because he likes to move.
That's his reputation.
Not to be seen. His repertoire for playing glimpse is up there. So that's how it's done. And he got so many massive picks. You've got to imagine he maybe bought evade as well, because the movement he had, he was winning gunfights that looked to be equal. And he's a weaker rogue, but he will just get hit by one less bullet. So there's something he knows how to do, and it's boosting his whole team. They all have 10+ kills going into this.
We have seen some fantastic clips from Hizzy and Tooney throughout this. I mean, we've seen some nice shots from some others. No doubt this has been a great match to watch, but Hizzy has popped off. Tooney has shown, even if he's not like top of the board or anything, the plays that he's made have been fantastic. This has been an exciting, my favorite game of Sabo thus far, and we're not done yet. 2-0, but there's a chance for them to come back, and every round thus far has been grueling.
Yes, I agree, and it's good to see Prestige Roguewide actually take that initiative and do what they can instead of thinking, oh, this team might be better than us on paper, or what they've won so far, they beat RCCS. They don't. The bomb is going to get out of mid, and it's going with the Sigrid. It's a natural choice. They do have the armor. They are the strongest, and they got the picks they need. Who's that's now running into position to go hold that back off, and this bomb is going to go down. He doesn't even pop the shield because he doesn't have it anymore. He doesn't need to. Revealed, plants the bomb, and that's just like that. Where we went from a 2.5-minute round to a 30-second round because they got the picks they needed instantly, and it makes the other team, Prestige Roguewide, look really bad, but that's not the case. It's just a couple errors that means Rone's Bandits have the opportunity to have the perfect attack, and they do. They just make the right plays at the right time, and either way it could happen. So now they're going to switch sides again. Does Prestige Roguewide take this advantage? Because if it goes 2-2, I'm seeing Rone's Bandits take it home.
Yeah, I think they close it out now or they don't close it out. I'm with you on that. But they've looked really good. Again, they went up 2-0. They earned that, and they played it well, but those were all very long, drawn-out rounds, and it seems the quick one, as we just saw, went the other direction. So you have to make sure you're not losing these opening picks, or if you do, you still have people tiered back to slow it down.
I like that. That's the advantage that Prestige Rogue have. If they play slow, it's in their favor. And Rone's Bandits, if they just play fast, it's in theirs. Class almost playing too fast there, though. Gets hit 9 to 9 health, but gets out of there and zips out. And who's that takes that kill on Hizzy? That's great teamwork. Now there's time to get this bomb out of middle.
Yeah, they're jumping down onto Dak, removing him, and now Pix getting fried as well. Can he get another? Yes, he can. You're not going anywhere with that bomb because Tooney is frying right now.
Tooney has some sort of auto lock. His aim is outstanding, unbelievable. Another kill for him. He is unreal on this rogue. It seems like he can't be touched, not only because he's invisible.
Yeah, and now he's already made it all the way to the other side with the bomb. He's going to get it down, though. He's going for it right now. Can anybody get there close enough? It's ticking away, and that could be it. That is it right then and there. 3-1. What a victory for Prestige Roguewide.
I mean, just logically, it made sense, but because it happened so quickly, we couldn't even follow. Logically, he killed 3 people.
And then just picked up the bomb and took off.
And we were thinking, why is he doing that? Wait a minute, he just killed everybody. He knows. I'm in the bomb site. I can just get there and plant it. There's 7 seconds before they get out here. And he did that. Really smart from Tooney, actually. So not only is his gun skill really good, I think his IQ is really good. And that's something to mention. He knows what he's doing, and he's probably telling his teammates, I got 1, I got 2. Someone push out because I can get 3 or 4, because it must be something like that, because those kills came so easily to him.
He was shooting straight, I think. I mean, the way that he takes out Pix jumping up, immediately flicks down, just the tracking on that kill, and then basically scares off the other one, turns back, runs, takes him out, and it's just like, Tooney, what can't you do right now? Picks up the bomb and just runs it. He literally won the round by himself.
Yeah, and we saw Hizzy do the same thing.
In an earlier round.
So they both have won a round by themselves. So what we're seeing here is actually Sabotage, it's very team-based, but if you have those individual moments
Yes.
and take it one step further, it's not just about getting that 2-piece. It's actually about getting 3 pieces in Sabotage, right? Because then you can win the round. And in Demolition, you kill 2, you win the round. In Sabo, it seems like if you kill 3, you can actually plant yourself. And here we go into the replays. Hizzy doing it all.
This is just one of those that we saw where it was just super, super amazing what he was able to do with this and get that down. I mean, just the individual the plays we saw coming out of PRW, Prestige Roguewide, were phenomenal. I mean, I think it was the individual performances, you know, like the team play. It's not like we always saw them getting crazy trades and things like that. I might even give that to the other team. Like they played better together, but the individual players it's being showcased right here. Phenomenal.
That was the moment, right, where he got that 3rd kill and he must have thought, actually, everyone's dead and I've done it myself. So it is about that individual moments. And I like that point that you made, that Rome's Bandits actually played better as a team with the team shots, and that showed in Demolition. So maybe when we come to this next map, they might take it home, right, because they have that ability and they won so gracefully against Aerial Arise.
Yes.
It's going to be interesting to see how that transfers over to Prestige Roguewide. Maybe Sabotage was just their format. Right,
we talked about that. We said some teams, they're going to get that first one, but the other teams are like, now you're in our turf. It's demo time now. We're not going to another Sabo in this one. This is a best of 3, and we're going demo, so you better bring it to that as well.
I have to agree. And now we're going to come into the maps, and this is going to be really interesting because we've had every time we've had the defense-sided map.
We're going to Hollows again, baby.
Oh, we're going back into Hollows. So they already know how to play. They already know how to move. They've practiced. They've warmed up on this map, but now it's going to completely flip. If you get those 3 kills, you literally instantly win the round. You don't even need to plant it. So I reckon Tooney's going to go absolutely crazy. He's feeling himself on this map.
We have to remember, though, the pacing in this is going to be different. It's going to be slower. It's going to be more utility usage and things like that to be able to take sites. They're not just going to be running around fragging. Teamwork. The teamwork is going to be more paramount in something like Demo versus Sabo, at least in the game that we saw. So, yes, it's the same map, but I'm expecting a different result. And I actually do believe that we're going to see Rome's Bandits take this one.
I think so as well. They just have it in them. And Pixie as well on Demolition. He's always been really good at Demolition and maybe not as good and as efficient on respawn modes because he is a slower player and he likes to sit back and be methodical. So when it comes to Demolition and he can just play his tier role and get those picks, and that pick means you basically win the round if no one else on your team dies. So I think Pix is really going to show out here who's that again. I think he's going to play the Rez character, and then Tanner's going to probably play Duke because they do have that first pick.
Well, I love Demo. I do have to say, having another game mode in there shows depth, right? Like, it does give you the opportunity to be like, okay, you can be a great, slower-paced, meticulous Demo player, but maybe you're not as strong in a respawn mode, a faster-paced, just faster gunplay, quicker thinking. And so the teams that can do both the best are the ones that are going to find the victory. And I think that's really interesting. It adds a little spice to what we've got going on here. And first ban is a Saint. Are we going to see the Rez ban and take them out completely? Or are they just going to give them a Dahlia and not take one for themselves?
I think this is done on purpose. Right, Rome's Bandits done this on purpose. They want to have the Duke, I imagine, or the Ronin. There's 2 rogues, or Sigrid. There's 2 or 3 rogues, there's a Duke, right, that they know will get banned unless they get both. There you go, the Duke and the Ronin.
I mean, at this point, we're showing off, right? Like, at this point, we're just showing off.
For you guys at home, we don't know. Like, this is literally a screen in front of us. We aren't seeing it before
We're finding out when you find out.
Yeah, exactly. So they ban both the Rezes, and when you do that, it means you can pick any rogue in the game you want, but it means no one's getting a Rez. So very well done. They've got the rogues they wanted. And Runway Scorch. I'm not feeling the Runway.
Yeah, that was a little questionable for me. Wouldn't have predicted that one.
Yeah,
it's a good thing we did.
Yeah. I'm not feeling the Runway. The Scorch, of course, is a massive pick. And I guess it's because it's Demolition. They're thinking, let's go a bit more orthodox. It used to be the strat to go Runway because you can pick up 2 util.
Yeah.
Maybe they can make it work for them again. I probably would have gone Fixer.
They could have a play in there for it, right? You can just have where you know, all right, I'm going to set the briefcase here. We're going to throw this molly. You're going to immediately grab another one. We're going to throw that. But it requires way more planning and things work out perfectly. And that's harder to do when they have a glitch on their side.
Absolutely. And the glitch probably is going to be sitting there with the hack out trying to get that briefcase broken. And now we're seeing a Talon come in, which we did speak about is a good intel rogue on this map.
Yes.
And the Sigrid. So I don't mind that at all.
I'm a little thrown off. Okay, they picked a glitch, and the opposing team picked 3 things that get ruined by a glitch. Your Talon Dart is gone, your Sigurd Shield is out, and your briefcase is gone.
Okay.
All from one ability.
Okay.
Like, so either you're using one to bait, or you just basically walked into something that says everything's out.
You know what? The Sigrid is fine. I think you can get over it. You can get your shield back, right?
Yeah.
The runway, they might not catch the briefcase, but the Talon, when you already know they have a glitch, you're literally useless.
Yeah, you're just throwing it out, and they're just
If
like,
I was the
nothing.
glitch, I would just wait for that Talon dart all game long and take it out the game because you know how important it is.
What we're going to have to see from them, because they picked 3 rogues that are all very just like, okay, you're out, they're going to have to tier it. They're just going to have to be like, all right, I'm going to go ahead and use mine. Like, let's hope he glitches that. And if he doesn't do that, well, you use yours. Maybe he cares about that one more, but not until I pull my dart back. It's going to be very interesting to see how they play this. But here we are. Map number 2, already potential for an upset. And it would have to be considered as such as Prestige Roguewide goes up 1-0 after Sabo. Can they bring it into demo? This is what we're about to see.
I know they can do it. It's just about playing perfectly because Ronin Bandits have a great comp here, and Kloss does manage to get knocked here, and so does the Ronin. Ronin trades, I think. Pixie gets that pick, actually. It's going to get rezzed by the Sigrid. Will the Ronin get up as well? I don't believe so. Bleeding out on site, so 4v2
and
bomb
the glitch
is down.
There's no hacking these abilities now. I mean, everything's in play. The Talon dart is up. The shield's up. They can do whatever they want at this point.
It's going to be interesting to see how... Oh my goodness, he just goes flying off the map. If you don't believe it now. Tanner has just used a repulse weapon utility to just blow him off the map. It wasn't quite enough, but that was cool to see.
Yeah, now it's all onto the fixer. The defuse is coming through. They don't know exactly where he's at, but it's only been good for the one. And that is going to be a defuse coming in.
It was a close call for them. I mean, when we saw Tanner use that repulsing gun, maybe if he got the pick after that, then it would have been amazing. That would have been the exact play you hoped for, but it didn't work out for him. Potentially should have waited a little bit longer for the enemies both to have gone past him, and Prestige
one came
Roguewide.
from the other side. I mean, at that point, you have to take that opportunity because they're about to pincer long, and you're going to go down either way. So at least remove one. He takes him off. He just needed to maybe turn a little bit quicker and take that fight more head-on. Unable to do so, but Prestige, they're going up 1-0. They're up 1-0 in the series, up 1-0 in the map. This is not what we expected, GK.
I've got to say, this is weird to watch right now because I'm looking at their comps and I'm thinking one comp is obviously better in my opinion. You have the Fixer, you have the Glitch, you have the Ronin, and the other comp is a bit mismatchy, but they won that first round easily. They took out the Ronin and the Glitch within seconds of that round, and maybe that was the reason why. Just a small mistake on Ronin Bandit's side, but they can't keep doing that when they're trying to plant this bomb.
Yeah, this is a big one-on-one there in Long, and Tooney's going to win it, taking out his old teammate in Tana in the 1v there at Long. That's a big kill. The dart comes out. The glitch is still there, though, so at any point, they can decide we want to remove whatever is in play, whether it is the Sigrid shield, as I said, the briefcase, the Talon dart, doesn't matter. The glitch is still, which they lost very early last time, but that's a big nade. That's 97 damage. The flash, though, is going to stop them from doing anything else, and there's the glitch hack.
It's unfortunate he didn't have a teammate helping with that because that nade was really good, and maybe if she just shot anyway, it was a bit afraid of that flash. But unfortunate for ACOG, almost brought it back for his, almost got another pick for his team there. Now we're seeing a different push here. The bomb is going down by Who's That on A. He shouldn't get out alive here, but he does in fact because they're too scared to peek because of Pixie holding that back line. So now the sniper of Dak is trying to get this pick, but Pixie sees him over peeking and punishes at that. And now they have 6 seconds on the clock of just straight reviving, whilst 2 of his teammates seem to be pushing at the same time. Would you be doing it? 2v2, they should have gone for that res potentially. 2v1, it's still very winnable. C4. 1v1, he snipes him in the body. C4 kills him in the end, unbelievable. He misses 2 pistol shots there, I believe, Heartbreaker. He shoots him in the body with a tier, misses 2 pistol shots, and then gets C4'd. And he wouldn't have died to the C4 if it was full health because he's Fixer.
Yeah. He would have did 97. That's tough because as soon as you saw that he didn't hit a lot of the shots, but he was jumping over the railing, you're thinking he just lost. That's it. He's about to get taken out. And all it takes is a missed bullet or two. That C4, all he needed was enough time to hit the trigger. And that's all it was. Big loss there. I mean, that one's going to sting a little bit.
That's one of those ones that you're hoping your teammates don't watch. And let's watch it back again. He gets sniped in the body. That is so many missed shots.
Yeah.
That is so many shots that are missed. And all of his teammates... But then you look at the scoreboard, and he's the only one with any kills on his team. He's the only one with any downs on his team. And we're going into the 3rd round. Wake up, Rome's Bandits. You're not looking like Bandits right now.
Not at all.
You're looking like you're just getting punished at this point by Prestige Roguewide. Okay, they need to change up the game plan. 97, he should have followed that up with a shot.
Well, he knew that there were 2 numbers, and it is a little risky because the second player wasn't hit as much, but
the way he's
maybe
shooting,
exactly.
yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. The confidence. I would have liked to see the confidence, but then it's a matter of confidence versus smart, right? And he chose smart. Maybe we want to see confidence, but I can't really blame him for it. They did force him off ashore, but they're now finding that out, right? Now they've taken some ground. Initially, they still had to clear those angles. Maybe he drew out a little bit of utility, but they have it now. They need to be able to do something more with it, however, because they haven't gotten onto the site. And it looks like they're trying to draw them off with that fixer.
And it's worked. It seemed to have worked. They pulled them back off of B site towards A site. The fixer smoke did work. And now, look at the fixer. He's sitting behind ACOG in the back of the map. There's a lot of war going on here. Tooney gets that kill as per usual. The Sigrid takes out the fixer, actually, who had the great flank spot at the back. And it's absolute war here again. Tooney does fall to Tanner. And the only person left is Duke in a 1v3. So many things happened in that round. It was actually impossible to keep up with on a camera's perspective. People were dying on A site. The Fix had great positioning, but then died to the Sigrid shield, and then there was war going on in the middle, but it all went in favor of Prestige Roguewide.
Yeah, that round, just the way. So they pulled the bait, but they were actually moving towards that site. Like, it wasn't a bait at all. It was like a, hey, I gained ground, I took site, you should come over here. And then they just get caught in the middle because the enemy team was already rotating. So I think the idea was okay, but I think they got mixed up.
I think it's because he did the bait, and then he was like, hang on a minute, I've actually gotten their spawn.
Yeah.
So let's actually not bait it. Let's just keep going. So like you said, they were rotating, and we're watching it right now. They were rotating, and then just see the whole enemy team running through middle. Let's not let them get there. Let's fight them instead. And then Pixie gets picked at the back because his team is fighting in middle, and he wasn't able to do... It just didn't work out the way they thought it would work out with the ground that they had, and they probably should have just stayed at B.
Yep.
Obviously, we can spectate, and we can see the defense moving and rotating, but that they should have stuck with the original play as it had seemed.
Yeah, I mean, this has led to a 3-0 advantage for the defenders, and that is going to be Prestige Roguewide. And with the confidence they're gaining with each and every play after that opening, you know, of course, Pix, though, winning a fight there, is able to take down Toon to get the Thirst as well. So they're going to have the player advantage and the bomb down. This is the one you need. If you lose this one, that's going to be just... I mean,
there's no excuses if you lose this round. You have the 4v3 and you have the bomb down. There's already 15 seconds off the clock. There's only 3 rogues to attack you, and the main person who's been doing the most damage has already been dead. Now Pixie gets picked here. They have more than half the clock to get this bomb down. They have a Sigurd with a sniper. You don't want to see that. It's very unexpected. Now, can they move forward close enough? Klaas is hiding in this corner here. ACOG does not know. Klaas is going to get that pick. Does he get traded off? He does. 2v2 situation. The Scorch gets a pick as well. And now it's just the Duke. Tanner cannot do it, however. Hizzy is way too strong. And actually, they're about to win this 3v4. Oh, right. Yeah, they won it. They got the ball.
They get the defuse.
Wow.
They get the defuse.
They won that 3v4 situation all because Pix got picked in middle. Why was he there?
He stuck around. He got that opening pick. I think he wanted to be there to call, you know, rotations. Maybe he was the middle watcher. Instead of somebody on short, he was just like, hey, I'll cover it from here, no problem. Man, you're getting flanked. You knew that player had pushed up, or at least we thought that he knew, which is why it was like, hey, why are you still here? He falls. That gives him the opening they need. I think the glitch hack comes in a little early because then they waited out. They're still in middle. They're not attacking the site yet. And they come back. They're able to use utility, throw the Simtaxes, the daggers, whatever it might be, and then bam.
So you think maybe a bit of a panic on the glitch hack, and actually, if you're right.
Yeah, or information that we didn't have. Maybe there was somebody pushing up on the other side that they were like, hey, we need to stop this from happening. But from our point of view, I definitely thought that, well, that player can't come use the Secret Shield on you yet. He's not there. Big utility. They are opening it up. Big. This could be a 5-0 here. Both teams have dropped a player, but it looks like a res can come in, at least for the attacking side of, or rather the attack. No, he goes down. That's it.
They're both going down. It's impossible to cast this because they're both going down, then they're getting res, they're going down the res.
Quickly.
And another trade again. We see the Talon go down, we see the Ronin go down. Now it's just a Fixer against a Scorch and a Runway. This is going to be tough for the Fixer to do so. They do have the kit to do it, but unless they have a double up going to C4, I don't see how you get 2 kills here.
No, this is a big ask, and that is 5-0, GK. Prestige Roguewide is looking fierce.
I've got something to say here, right? We talked about the storyline before this, right? Tanner going to a different team. But before we go into this storyline, let's go and listen to a Prestige listen-in. This is what we've been waiting for.
I had like 3 shots on Pix's head and missed them all. All good though.
Yo, I'm gonna play the B cut again. Hizzy, you wanna
Do
play
it,
top?
yeah,
You wanna
I'll
play
hold you mid,
top?
I'll hold top.
How about 2 people go top? Because last time it was just a little bit too much. Or like,
it's dangerous just because the Pix might be sniping top
you just
mid.
gotta like show like, I got my C4 upgrade
I got
already.
fast for
I
this.
bet. You're definitely getting down though.
Find you.
Yeah, they're doing it.
There's two. Next to glitch. I hit 1 for 30.
Is there any chance?
They're not running at you, Toonie.
Yo, you keep holding that. Keep holding that
Watch
up
it, there's somebody
top.
along, there's somebody along.
Bro, you gotta keep holding my top. No, there's 2 here on the top.
I got flash, man.
I can't see.
I'm gonna take inner. Someone want to take
I'm running with you. Let's go. He's not
There's 2
there.
inner. There's 2 inner.
There's 2 long, 2 long, 2 inner.
Find it and defuse it.
Oh, I got you.
Ow.
You have a fire, don't you, Hizzy?
Yeah.
There's 2. Glitch and running on my pings.
That's right. That's first right.
We're good.
We've
All
been
good.
wiped out.
5-1.
Run it again.
What's up, boys?
5-1.
5-1.
We finally don't cast it. Maybe it's our fault. We finally don't cast it, right? We're listening to the comms. They lose the very first round, right? 5-1. I think my favorite part of that was the drone was shooting ACOG, and he just went, ow. And then he just looked up and shot it. And that was great. I'm a big fan.
A very calm team, right? We're up
Yeah.
to the listening, and actually they didn't have much to say initially there, and they're winning 5-0. They're absolutely locked in. There's nothing to say. There's no competition to that point, and they're just all thinking about their own games as soon as we went into that listening. A very, very tranquil, very calm team. Different to what we've seen from Rome's Bandits when we had that listening
Of course.
before.
I do think that it can't have a fault because, so you heard Toonie going, all you need to do is watch my top. I told you to watch my top. And he goes, oh, I got flash. But that was never conveyed, right? He never said, oh, I'm flash. He just let it happen. And then he's like, oh, that's why I'm telling you it happened. But I didn't give you that information ahead of time. And that's something that kind of separates really great comms from just good comms.
Yeah, because then that means ACOG maybe wouldn't push up as much, and he knows that he doesn't have the fire, and he maybe to contribute to his own life living.
Maybe
rather
Toonie
than-
knows he just needs to take the fight versus, oh, I have support, you know?
So now we're seeing actually Prestige Roguewide switch it up completely, and I love this. They took the B-bomb site, they ran through, and instead of planting it, they're going to keep going to the A-bomb site. And planting from this way round on the defensive end is just so strong. Like, how do you stop, how do you defuse the bomb if you're fighting against a defensive plant? But actually Pix is in a great position, gets Toonie out again, and that seems to be the key in getting around it, is taking Toonie out the game, Tanner getting those pop shots in, but it's just enough.
I want to see the zip. This is where I want to see all 3 hit that zip and just get back across.
I think you're
that
right.
Could be something, but it looks like they're pushing up. They're actually trying to fight for this. Who's that's right here. If they try to cut through middle, you certainly can't do that.
I think they need to take this zip. Like you said, Hizzy does take the zip.
There it is.
And
They're
that goes to
making
his
the
middle. ACOG should probably stay and get a kill, but he's been spotted. Hizzy comes back around, and it's just the Ronin left in a 1v3. That
What
is
a round.
unbelievable.
What a round. I mean, you had to think when Pix got that kill on site, they used a Simtex, used a Molotov, they were unable to take him out, and then they pulled that off?
Hizzy, stand up, fella. Did he take the zip and then come back around through middle and help ACOG because he was stuck
I'm going to be honest with you. Like, if he did, that's the fastest movement I've ever seen. Because we saw him taking a zip, and then like 2 seconds later, he was in the fight.
I promise you, I saw his character go through the
zip
wall,
animation,
but then we're like, oh, ACOG stuck here, he's getting pinched. But little did we know, Hizzy comes to save, and he came in hot. He came jumping in. He didn't come in like crouch walking. No, he came jumping in, gets a kill, and they work together to win that round. Another 3v4. Another 3v4 with Toonie taking out the game. Arguably their strongest character in this series so far. Hizzy, stand up, man.
This is a potential for a 7-1 right here. Rome's Bandits could go down 7-1 after losing, what's it, 3-1 in the Sabotage. I mean, they're getting decimated. This could be only 2 rounds across the 2 maps. I mean, and they're getting a plant right here for free, completely for free.
They look like they don't even play the
up.
game right now, Heartbreaker. It looks like a public match right now. Step up, bro, Bandit. You've just been one of the best teams in the game, but maybe that was too much confidence for them, and now they have no map control.
And look how far back they're playing on long, so if you try to come through, they're going to get that super early. They have people playing closer, so they can make the call for you to rotate back. That's exactly what we're seeing. That's a big stick, and Dax able to take down 2. This looks like a cleanup. Only 1 player remains. That's the Fixer, and if he can't come up with a 1 versus 3, that's going to be it. And that's Rome's Bandits going down 2-0, being dominated by Prestige Roguewide, and that is not what we expected, but that makes that group interesting.
Prestige Roguewide. I love the name now. Before it was a bit of a tongue twister. I wasn't really feeling it. But you know what? Prestige Roguewide. They've just come in so hot, absolutely destroyed all kind of thoughts behind what might happen. No, it doesn't matter. This is LAN. We all are playing on equal terms, and ACOG is actually a West player as well, so you know it all comes to proof. Like, he already was shooting very well on online, but now in person, so good. I gotta say again, shout out Tooney and shout out Hizzy, just
they popped off.
unbelievable. And the whole storyline between Dak and Tooney versus Tanner, oh, they did it, man. And at one point, Dak sniped Tanner, and Tooney C4'd him, and Tanner was out the game in a second to both his ex-teammates. It was unbelievable.
I love that storyline, and it's crazy to me that, of course, Tanner was the one who kind of popped off in the last event, so he got a different opportunity, and while the other two are now back together, and they're showing up. But I want to hear Rome's thoughts on his Bandits, but we're going to a break first, so you have to stick around to hear that.
Hello, everybody, and welcome back to the Rogue Company Championship Series. We just witnessed an absolutely incredible matchup where we saw Prestige Roguewide absolutely come out on fire against Rome's Bandits. It seems like they came back with a vengeance, and they said, you know what, we're not going to be going 0-2 in our pool whatsoever. Sonic, I got to ask you, man, I'm going to call them the Bandits right now. I don't know about Rome's, man. That was not that good of a showing, man. I don't know what happened between their first one against Aerial Horizon and this one, but I'm disappointed to say the least. We both cast or cursed it pretty much. We both predicted Rome's Bandits to win, and we were straight up wrong. So, I mean, give me your thoughts on that matchup.
Yes, very much wrong, and I will take accountability for that. I do apologize, and so I want to say that I just figured that they will have all the confidence in the world to go up against this next matchup. Obviously, Prestige Roguewide, not necessarily a team that we would consider to be one of the favorites or the top dogs, I would think, as far as everyone else is concerned. And so that team really proved themselves very well, and so they managed to come back, as I had mentioned. Hopefully they were able to do, and they were able to come back, get that victory, and it was very convincing, to say the least. And so they basically proved that, hey, there really is no teams here that you could just say, oh, they're just a wash, they're wasting their time. And so basically we have a lot of competitive matchups, and it's going to make for a very interesting event throughout this weekend.
Oh, most definitely. They were able to win 2-0 over Rome's Bandits after taking an 0-2 loss against Aerial Horizon. I mean, we saw it in the Sabotage. This squad, it seems like they just know how to play Hollows. I don't know if it's their most practiced map, what the reason was that they picked it, but guess what? The lower bracket team, the lower seeded team, they get to choose the map. They picked Hollows. Most people say, you know what, we're going to go with our bread and butter factory because that's most people's bread and butter. No, they said, we're going to Hollows, and then guess what? You got the Hollows demo that you know is coming right back. So they were able to carry that momentum right through, and I just don't think that the Rome's Bandits were ready for it.
Yeah, and it looked very much like that. So it was pretty interesting for sure. It was a lot of great teamwork from Prestige Roguewide and some very great individual plays from both Hizzy and Tooney. And so I'm looking forward to hear what they have to say in regards to that, for sure.
Oh, for sure. And, you know, the thing is, I mean, we talked about it so many times. Tooney, he's known for the flanks. He's known for being that player. You got to keep your eye. You got to turn around. Simply that. You got to turn around. If Tooney's on the map, turn around if you don't see him. He's probably going to be there. Let's go ahead and get an interview with Tooney himself right here and now.
Well, hello, and once again, Captain at Soko with Tooney, the IGL coming from Prestige Roguewide after that big win against Rome's Bandits. So I got to ask you, Tooney, again, we already talked about you being the main Glimpse, especially now that we're starting to see Glimpse kind of fall back a little bit in the player selection. What keeps you sticking with that Glimpse pick?
Just feel comfortable with it, you know, especially when there's not a Ronin on the map. Do about whatever you want. Just absolute map control with her.
Yep, well, we definitely got to see it on Hollows, which y'all got to play back-to-back on Hollows, and I couldn't help but notice that you went from the Glimpse pick to the Talon pick. What kind of persuaded you to switch things up?
Ronin. They picked a Ronin. I mean, that's about it. But demo plays a little bit different. But, I mean, my teammates, there's a few rounds I sold my life, just gave it right away, and I was wearing in our favor. My teammates got the job done, like 100%.
All right, now I'm going to give you a moment to boast a little bit, to flex a little bit, okay? We were talking about how this team lets you IGL a little bit more. How much of that victory came from the big brain IQ plays from Tooney?
I'm not going to say a whole lot of it. I mean, it's a team game, but I like to IGL. I like to play solo lane a little bit, like get a little bit more map control before we force anything, and my teammates are letting me do it, so got to thank them.
All right, well, one more time, I'm going to let you get a chance here. After that big win, you have a little bit of wind in your sails now. How are y'all feeling going into tomorrow after that win against Rome's Bandits?
It felt good. The first series was tough. I mean, it was a heartbreak. But this one, we got it. We got it. Don't sleep on anyone.
Don't
That's
sleep
for
on
sure.
no one. You
No.
heard Tooney. The
No.
Looney Tooney themselves, like Rome said, whenever they are on the map, make sure to turn around. But in the meantime, we're going to turn things right on back to the desk.